Todd's Carpet and Tile Cleaning, call or text 702-595-0488.
Today, May 20th, Karl Mitchell and his counsel, J.K. Nelson, petitioned the Nye County District Court for return of the seized tigers. According to documents filed in the petition, the county and state violated Mitchell's due process rights, American with Disability Act rights, as well as his right to his property when they kidnapped the tigers.
The state proceeded, and I rarely see it gassed up, to bring in all guns blazing, SWAT band, everybody geared up as though this was a DEA drug bust for a gentleman who has a property crime over 20 years ago, had never been a threat or anything to this community, and they just kind of rolled in, injuring my client at the time, and proceeded. The state's argument in their last minute filed opposition, which I don't know if your honors had a chance to review.
I have.
The state proceeds to say, well, they were being maltreated. We had a vet from out of state there. A lot of things were done to justify these actions.
During the hearing, Karl's attorney stated that in 2017, the county attempted to say Mitchell did not have the right clearance to have the tigers. Karl then had to take the case to federal court.
But the reality is, back in 2017, the county had attempted to try these similar games, say Mr. Mitchell did not have the right clearance for those animals. He had to take it all the way up to federal court, at which point in time the federal court said, yeah, if it's properly recognized ESA, emotional support animal, he does not need the conditional use permit. And the county, they lost. This time they came back and they're using the guise of this search warrant to justify the taking of this property.
According to Judge Wonker, the petition failed to cite the provisions of the ADA violations as well as the violation claim of the Fair Housing Act.
That was in your pleading, you allege ADA violations, but you don't cite to any provisions of the ADA that were violated. And you also claim that it's a violation of the Fair Housing Act. But once again, nothing cited to where you think the violation is, how you think the violation.
The state claims that the court's hands are tied because the animals were taken by the feds and that an out-of-state vet claimed that the tigers experienced animal cruelty.
This court's hands are tied because the feds have taken custody of these animals. This Ms. Sweeling, this vet, says, in these regards, it is my professional opinion that these tigers were subjected to animal cruelty.
A new court date has been set for June 24th to allow Mitchell and his attorney time to respond to the state's last-minute filing and provide additional information about the said violations and determine if the ADA and the FHA trump the requirements of a conditional use permit. Following the court appearance, News 25 spoke with Karl Mitchell and his fiancée, Catherine Griffiths, to find out what's next. So tell me about how things went today. Do you agree with the judge's decisions?
No, because the animals are they're in a dangerous situation. Tanya Smith has said on camera that she's drugging our animals, giving them some type of relaxant cocktail twice a day. They're at a place that has had at least 2 USDA registered cat escapes.
There's tornadoes
and everything in around Arkansas and that whole area where the cats are, and they're feeding them a diet that we don't feed. It's probably a higher fat diet, and we feed a very low fat human quality diet.
And so the judge, of course, she relied on 2 different parts of the law, but she did not rely on the part about emotional support animals, which says that we're exempt from licensing or any of that kind of stuff. That's in the federal law and in the Nevada state law as well. So the fact that she ignored that is going to be she's going to have to look at that again.
So tell me your next steps when it comes to refining your next petition.
It's up to the attorney to include the points that she was missing. which she pointed out to him that she was missing, and they'll refile it and have it back in front of her when she's able to see it on the 24th. So we got another month of suffering waiting to try to get our cats back.